Once a little boy noticed that every evening his father comes home late, tired, and exhausted. As soon as he comes from the office, he just would sit on the sofa, he relaxes, and he takes out his mobile phone from his pocket and he starts to look at his mobile phone. Hardly he spends his time with his family members. So the little boy every day notices this. One evening, unexpectedly, the father came home much earlier than usual. The moment when boy saw his father from a distance, the boy's heart was filled with joy, happiness, and excitement. And he left everything, he threw behind everything, and he ran towards his father and he hugged his father and kissed his father and said, "Father, I love you so much." It was a surprise for father. Father did not understand what happened to his son and asked, "What happened, my son, today? You seem so excited, so happy, and so joyful. What is the secret behind your happiness?" The little boy smiled and said, "Father, today I am so happy because you came home today early." And the father, when he heard these little words from this little boy, the father had no words to speak. He was fully emotionally disturbed and he just threw aside his mobile phone and his bag and he just embraced his son. He cried bitterly. And instantly, the father's heart was filled with peace. For the first time in his life, his heart was filled with peace. And that evening, whole family members came together. They shared meals together. They talked together, they laughed together, and they prayed together. And instantly, the house, which was dead, lifeless, and silent, all of suddenly, the house was filled with life. And that night, the father was freed from all his anxieties, worries, and burdens. And he slept peacefully and experienced the true rest. My dear brothers and sisters, we find these three beautiful words: peace, life, and rest in all the three readings of today's liturgy of the word. The first reading, the humble king brings us peace. It is Jesus who brings us peace, the Messiah who comes on the donkey. He will bring the peace and he will restore our hearts with peace. And in the second reading, the Holy Spirit gives us life. St. Paul reminds us that the Holy Spirit is within us. When we are saddened, when we experience that failures, when we are discouraged, when we suffer, when we experience that trials and tribulations, remember St. Paul reminds us that it is the Holy Spirit that strengthens us. It is the Holy Spirit that gives us life. It is the Holy Spirit that leads us in a right manner, in the right path. It is the Holy Spirit that empowers when we are saddened, when we experience the difficulties, when we experience the sufferings in our day-to-day life. And in the gospel reading, Jesus invites us, "Come to me, all that you are labor and heavy burdened, I will give you rest." My dear brothers and sisters, today it is Jesus who gives us the true peace, who fills our hearts with peace. It is Jesus who gives us a new life, and it is Jesus who gives us the true rest.